I'm coming here representing young people, students. My daughter is a freshman at Westmore Central. She's had a great experience so far. She's a true student athlete. Her teachers have been outstanding. Her coaches have been outstanding. And my concern is that I've been in your seat. I've been in this seat over here also. I don't know whose fault no contract is, but all of you did. So I'm urging you to look to yourself to say, is it my fault? Am I part of the problem or am I part of the solution? Right? And I urge you to be part of the solution. Right? I'm concerned that my daughter is going to, and others, because I've coached a lot of kids in this town, are all the same age now, that those who play fall sports are going to be scapegoats in your inability to get a contract settled. Because things are going to happen that are going to adversely affect those kids. That's not right. I look at what I'm expecting for her, from her. I expect the same thing from the adults around her. I've heard a couple times it's cited that, be extraordinary. It's easy to say it. It's really easy to put it on the side of a building. It's not so easy to do it. So I'm urging the adults here to do something extraordinary and settle a contract so that our kids are not adversely affected. Thank you.
Jeff Emery, Washington Township. Question and a comment. A question from Mrs. Asdol. Do you support the recall petition effort against your fellow Chester reps and Johnson?
I'm not really prepared to take
It's not a tough question. It's a yes or no.
Let me ask you, why would you?
I'm asking the question.
Are we opening this up for board discussion now? Or are you going to handle the question?
Excuse me.
I thought you were supposed to address the chair here.
Could you ask me the question?
Yeah.
Or ask every board member the question?
Yeah, I'd like to know if Mrs. Asdol supports the recall petition against your colleague James Johnston.
Well, I would be happy to answer it. I kind of feel, I'm put on the spot. If you had asked me personally, I would be happy to have that conversation with you, but I'll go public with it. No, I don't.
Thank you.
Thank you. You had a question, you said a question and a comment?
Well, yeah, thanks. My comment is, I see everyone here tonight. I know most of these folks. And it seems to me that as an organization, you're not going to get a contract. And you're not going to probably get the focus on the contract that you want and deserve until the Board of Ed stops focusing on the alphabet soup, on the attempts to break the district up, on the emails we see going through the district saying, Mendham High School is in decline, the district's not as good as it used to be. The sort of alphabet soup games of destruction, personal destruction against Mr. Johnson, you see. That didn't come out of thin air. I think a lot of you know where it comes from. So it seems to me your effort is to get the board to focus on education. Not on alphabet soup games, not on destroying itself, not on attacking people. Not just about money. Money's an issue, it's important, but it's not everything. Power and control isn't everything. And you got to help this board move forward. Right now it's not going anywhere. So my advice to you is if you want to move forward with your contract, you've got to get the board as a whole to focus on educational issues and not all these peripheral issues that really have taken over in this district. That's everything. Money's everything in this district now. That's all it is. And you folks are going to have to figure a way to do that, because if you don't, you'll be here a year from now.
No, we won't.
No, we won't. They'll be here, we won't.
Jeff DeWall, Westmore's the Regional Education Association, proud teacher there at Westmore Central. The past 12 years I've also been Director of Youth Services in Chester and Long Valley. I graduated from Pellizzoni. I was one of the 3 individuals she's talking about, although she looks much younger than I do. And I'd like to follow Mr. Emery's points, because I have an important policy question I think to make. I thought what a Board of Education does, from the time in which I sat on the board myself as a student, to the 10 years I've spent almost here in the district as a teacher, proudly, and the time I've been a community member for nearly 30 years. I thought that a board was here to set policy. And if the policy the board is trying to set here is to have a group of teachers that are really dedicated, strong, young teachers come in, many of us work to help get those individuals, high recruits, on our own time into this district, only to have them turn and go elsewhere because we can't provide a competitive salary, then your policy's working. If the policy is to push dedicated, strong, veteran staff prematurely out of the district because of other issues going on in the state and feeling like those issues are being echoed out of this board, then your policy is clearly working. If the policy is to allow a small collection of personalities to run roughshod over a board of education and completely take its focus off the ball, which is educating our kids, then the policy's working. Something's failing. Something is failing, and I have listened to one of our students speak so eloquently. Who would go into the teaching profession, one asked? That's coming out of our current circumstances. You have former students here. Stand up if you're a teacher here and you live in the town, one of these districts. Stand up if your children went to this district. Stand up if you yourself went to this district. Stand up if you're a teacher and you're proud to teach. I'm not sure what the problem is here either, but I'm sure that there are people in the room who know what the problem is. And I'll tell you, I believe that I personally, and I don't want to put myself on a pedestal, but I personally represent more of the members of this township, of Chester, and of the Mendhams than are represented up here on this board. I truly believe that. I've been in the families' homes. I was invited last Friday night to a collection of parents from Mendham who had me there for my role I play outside in the nonprofit religious community, hearing about our situation. I listened to what they say. This doesn't reflect what they say. These circumstances do not reflect their will. And I'll tell you, I'm not sure if there are people on the board who are being manipulated by others or what it is that's going on. But I think it's a real dangerous game for our communities. I'm speaking as a taxpayer and as a community member. First, and then as a student and a former student, secondly, and then as a teacher. We've got some major problems here, and I don't believe that the problem is our teachers. I think they're our solution. I certainly know our problem is not our students. They are the brightest thing happening in the room tonight. I assure you, it's not the vast majority of our parents. They may be silent. Many of them spoke out today. In the past, they may have been silent. I spoke originally to this board way back in October with my own personal statements. But I assure you that the vast majority of that silent group, this does not reflect us. They are not the problem either. So the question is, who's the problem? I heard another comment. If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. One of the parents up front said, isn't that the truth? Maybe it's time for us to take a look at what role we play here. Thank you.
Dave Quinn, teacher at Menton High School. I can't, Laura and Jeff did such a good job, I think, telling all of what we're all feeling. But I can say a few facts that I've noticed, at least in my math and science department upstairs at Mendham. You're gonna lose good teachers. Good teachers are going to leave the district. Our morale is low. We are saying, why can't we feel that energy that we want to feel when we come teach? Why are we a teacher? We want to make a difference in kids' lives and notice how they grow and mature and be a part of that. That energy's disappearing. I don't know how else to explain it other than to say that it's just not the same this year. You're going to lose that energy, and people who need that, like me, are going to leave. That's a fact, and I can see it happening now. Don't be ignorant and think that that's not going through our heads. We want to be energetic and make a difference in kids' lives. We're losing that.
To piggyback on that, Tom Lawrence, I teach at Westmore Central. All right, Westmore has been a big recipient of the valued school known as Belvedere High School, and there's numerous teachers in the school district who are absolutely in love with that Belvedere school district. And because of improprieties in the business administrator's office over at Belvedere, because of mismanagement, because of the loss of heart and the loss of that dream that you can have of being a teacher, being able to have a family and comfortably live and affect other people's lives, Belvedere lost a huge chunk to this school. And when I hear Dave talk about that, that scares me, because it's not just idle threats. It's real. And once that ship sails, more are going to sail with it. And you can not just lose one or two, you can lose a whole generation. And it's something very dangerous to mess around with. Thank you.
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
Brett Raimondo. I was a former student. I live in Mendham Borough. I teach at Mendham High School. I've been a teacher for 13 years. And I can say without a doubt that I would say the entire faculty goes to bed every night angry about this. They wake up. They wake up angry. They go to school, they do the job, they do it well. They go home and they're angry again. This has been happening for over a year. For over a year.
2 years. 3 years.
For 2 years. A long time. What I don't understand is there's not a sense of urgency. All the teachers are asking, when are we having the next meeting? When's the next meeting going to be? Well, we got to set it up, we got to do this, we got to do that. Like, come on. When's the next time? If it's that important, and everybody agrees it's important, how come it's not tomorrow? How come it wasn't before this meeting? Like, there's no urgency. So the question is how come there's no urgency?
I think there is. Mike, I mean, we've been talking about this informally. We know that the ball was in our court. We're ready. Can we set something up?
Mike thinks there's urgency.
Right now.
Let me jump in. Mike Afrido, the Vice President and Chief Negotiator for the union. And I'm going to be a little less eloquent than some of my friends. I'll be just a little more direct, I guess. I'm not here to beg your